Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Giaimo. Today, I'm joined by Tai from the Bullpen LA. We're doing 2022 big predictions. Tai, you ready? Rapid fire. I want to know what you're thinking.
Okay,
All right,
let's
let's
go.
start with
Let's do
let's
it.
start with the easiest one, right? What are you collecting in 2022 next year, Tai?
I think it's a little weird because I'm like a true collector, which not a lot of people are. So I'm gonna collect the same things I've been collecting, but maybe bigger cards. I collect non-sport, women in sports, and the Knicks, and that's pretty much it. Unless I find
Knicks in
something I really
LA,
like.
huh? Okay.
I'm from New York.
Love it.
Got you, little Ewing right here.
Yeah. I like you already. All right, great.
And I collect F1. But this was the first year I could collect F1, so I was excited about that. I got my little
I hope you got
ham
in
here.
on the F1 before it took off and now
I
the
got
prices are so
I was
unaffordable.
telling everyone to buy it when it was cheap. I was like, "You
I
guys,
know.
it's so cool." Me and Carvin were like, "Buy F1."
I know, and
But
I heard everyone saying that, and I still didn't bite the bullet. I'm kicking myself. But what do you think will
yeah,
be the biggest change in the hobby in 2022, Ty?
the biggest I think it's gonna keep expanding. I think it's gonna be getting more and more mainstream, with fanatics getting in and all the money that's been pumping in and all the big deals that are being made. I think it's just gonna keep I think there are gonna be more and more collectors in the space or
Okay.
investors. Either way, I think that there was kind of like period last year in 2020 where people who didn't know what they were doing, who was coming from crypto, came in and left. And
Mm.
now I think it's like the time for like serious. But there's so much serious money pouring into companies like when PSA sold and then they bought a bunch of stuff like Card Ladder. I mean, there's a lot of serious investment being put into it. So I think it's becoming more serious.
What do you think collectors will be buying more of next year?
I think there's gonna be more, like, trading up for grails. I think there's gonna be a lot of more buying of grails because a lot more are coming onto the market, like, on Golden and PWCC Premier Auctions. Um, but I think collectors is a funny term, like, because if you're a collector, you, like, are pretty much collecting what you collect. So, I don't
When
think
you
I
say
wanna.
grail, do you mean like a holy grail? I've actually never heard that term yet.
Okay, grail card is, like, your super, like, magic dream card,
Right, okay.
uh,
Like, so
like
I
a
would be like a David Ortiz signed auto something, right? Like,
Yeah, or like a Jordan PMG could be someone's grail or,
he's my
like
Jordan.
there you go.
Got it,
Big
okay.
Poppy, I got it.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Big
But yeah, no,
Poppy.
it's like it's kind of like you're buying your dream card or like you could have like the 5 cards that you've always wanted or something. And I think I've seen a lot this year people selling off cards to like get that card, and I think that's going to keep happening.
Yeah, so my prediction is in 2022, I should probably buy a house, right? Not my Grail card because it's time for me to grow up. Let's see if I can even get to that point. Well, what do you
uh,
think collectors will be buying less of next year, Ty?
I think that they'll probably be buying less commodity cards, or if they do, they'll be buying them cheap just with the flood of PSA coming back and all that stuff kind of crashing. I don't know. I think it's a fun long-term hold commodity cards and rookies, but just like the pops are out of control. So I think that they're going to be staying away from like really high population stuff, even though I don't really care as much about pop as a lot of people do.
All right, Ty, what do you think collectors will be doing more of next year?
Well, they should be collecting more sealed wax and keeping it sealed. I mean, think about it like F1, like when it came out, it was like $4,000 a case, and now it's 26,000. I mean, like that's a quick return.
Yeah.
I know people who are selling cases of like Sapphire when they were like 12, now they're 20 something thousand. Uh Prism, I mean, it's harder now because wax when it comes out is already higher than it used to be. But I used to buy sealed cases of Prism. I store 'em at my mom's house so I won't rip them. And I'm
That's a
40,
really
so
that's a very good idea, but man, I'm kicking myself. I bought all this Ethereum. Why didn't I buy cases of F1? Sheesh. All right, what will collectors be doing less of next year?
I think they're gonna be, like, just I feel like collectors are so much more well-informed now than they used to be. I think people won't be making such, like, snap decisions, and people are gonna be making smarter and smarter decisions,
Mhm.
on what they're collecting, on who they're collecting, on how they're collecting.
All right, Ty, which person or people in the hobby do you think is gonna be the next star in 2022?
Okay, I don't think it's a specific person, but I think it's gonna be a big year for women in the hobby. There's, like, now a lot of, like, groups of women in the hobby and a lot of people who are out there, like Woman of the Hobby, um, Sarah Layton from Layton Sports Cards. We have a Women in the Hobby group on Facebook, which is like growing immensely. So I think it's going to be a great year for like female presence like out there in the hobby.
I love it. And there's so much support between all of us already. It's like a little mini family within the hobby family. So great answer, girl. I love it.
It's growing. So there you go.
Which established company do you think collectors should be on the lookout for or follow next year?
I think it'll be interesting to see if Panini or Topps do like anything to step up their game, knowing that they're losing the licenses over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'd really be curious about that. So
they have to. Okay. The opposite end of the spectrum there. What new, fresh company should people follow next year? What's your prediction?
Jesus, I don't know. I feel like whatever that company is, we don't know what it is yet. No, seriously, like what is the new fresh company? Like I feel like everything's kind of now been like for this year.
Yeah.
Like there's not like I know that there's like a grading company that's been in development. Like literally they've been perfecting their technology for 10 years and they haven't come out yet. But like that's the kind of company that I'm like, okay, I could see that being a thing. You've developed your technology for grading for a decade.
Yeah.
Before you've come onto the market.
Like come out wherever you are, please. It's time.
Exactly, because that sounds like someone who could like be in the market for me. I hate most of the new grading companies. Like I don't like these like flashy slabs. Like for me, it's about the card. Like I like
a bag. I dig it.
I'm old school.
All right. Biggest surprise in the hobby next year, Ty. Give me your prediction.
Biggest surprise in the hobby. I think there's gonna be I don't know. I think some of these like fringe sports are gonna become more mainstream. I think that we saw that with F1 this year. I think we're gonna see it increasing with soccer. They're gonna make soccer women's products, and we know the women play just as hard, and sometimes they're better than the men, at least here in the United States.
They're always better.
We saw the increase in like collecting women's sports with like WNBA Prism coming out and stuff like that. And I think entertainment cards are kind of like an untapped area, and there's like one product that I'm really excited about is really finally coming out in 22. It's the Upper Deck Goodwin Metal Universe.
Oh, cool.
Which is going to be, I mean, it's going to have like old school PMGs and jambalayas of, of LeBron James.
What's a jambalaya?
Jambalaya is like one of the coolest inserts. Okay, so Arena Design, who did like a lot of the great insert designs of like the 90s, are doing the inserts for this product.
Cool.
And it's going to be unbelievable.
All right, bonus question. Are you going to the Main Collective?
I am. January 28th through 30th, Las Vegas, MGM. I'm excited.
What are you most looking forward to? Seriously.
I'm looking forward to the panels. I'm looking forward to the marketplace. I think it's a really great marketplace. Parties and I'd probably go to bed early, but
no, I'm not allowing it. We're in Vegas, okay?
I'm looking forward to hanging out with you, Alex.
Yes, great answer. I told you you're my favorite interview. Cannot wait to see you, Ty. Thank you so much for joining me.
Look forward to it. Thanks so much.